Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Reach out to me directly. Email me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com with any questions you have. Today we're discussing a special watch that sort of crosses the streams, if you will, within the LVMH corporate house. This is the Zenith Elite Ultra Thin Hennessy 250th anniversary. It was launched in 2015. It's important to remember that technically LVMH is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. It was formed by Moet and Chandon, Hennessy Cognac, and Louis Vuitton in 1987, and it became a juggernaut that bought up brands left and right, ultimately including Zenith in 1999. Every once in a while, one branch of the company is going to acknowledge another, and that's what's going on here. So the watch is objectively quite attractive, 40 millimeters in diameter in stainless steel, 8.6 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 47.9 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw it on the wrist and you can see it fits nicely. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and while it is a rather large dress watch, the limited span of the lugs keeps everything fairly compact. It will easily fit underneath the dress cuff. It earns its ultra-thin moniker. I recommend it for a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger. Taking a look at the strap, it's high grade. It's matte finish, black, monotone stitch, folded edge, large rectangular scale alligator leather. It is actually rubberized on the bottom, which is something Zenith's been doing for about the last decade on its watches, and that's great because rubber is supple and smooth against the skin, and it separates the leather from the heat, moisture, sweat, and oil of the wrist. So you have that rubber lining on the bottom. You have a Zenith star on a steel buckle that matches the case. The lugs themselves are handsome. Let me remove some of these fingerprints here because the case is in excellent condition. You can see that polished shine of the profile as well as the bezel, and then the lug tops have satination. The ends, the squared off ends of the lugs, are also satinated. We have a Zenith star on the crown, and you'll note a little kerf under the crown so you can more easily dig your nail in. The lugs actually ride up the side of the bezel, which is a trick often used to prevent excessive thickness of the watch. You still get a nice full lug form, but you sink the bezel below the hoods of the lugs so they don't look cropped off, and by preventing the bezel from sitting on top of them altogether, you thin out the watch. Zenith star on the crown. We have a domed and slightly boxed sapphire. The dial is best described as anthracite metallic sunburst. We have a printed dial with a few applique features, really just the Zenith star. That is the one applied element. And you can see that the dial is domed and that the minute hand is arced and curled over the edge of the domed dial. All the hands, including sub-seconds, are faceted for better contrast against the dial base. And then we have the logo and founding year of Hennessy Cognac, always in good taste, pun intended. Zenith, a perfect pairing. This is, in my opinion, co-branding done right. You know, if other members of the LVMH watch group, like Hublot or Tag, took this assignment, the thing would be the size of a fist and probably have a cognac dispenser built in. I'm looking at you, Hublot. This is fairly tasteful, and it's also low-key. From arm's length, it doesn't really express itself. Now, on the reverse side, you get everything we love about Zenith. First, the dedication to Hennessy, 250 years. An acknowledgement that this has the Zenith Elite caliber inside. It's not just the model name, it's the name of the movement, which was the first Zenith movement designed using computers, debuted in 1994. Also, at 50 meters water resistant, it's solidly more than you expect on a dress watch. Those are typically 30 meters. The movement is ultra thin, automatic winding with unidirectional action. It's got a 50-hour power reserve, a 4 hertz beat rate. It does feature stop seconds, and it pivots on 27 joules. The finishing is mostly mechanical but handsome, and it is a good-looking movement for a display case back. If you love this watch, it is a handsome dress watch, thin, versatile, and tastefully co-branded. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.